Have you ever stopped to think why some people seem to move forward no matter what happens, while others stay stuck in the same place for years, even decades, telling the same stories, making the same excuses, living the same days on repeat? Why do some people grow, evolve, win, adapt, and reinvent themselves, while others slowly disappear without ever really failing, but without ever really living either? The answer is uncomfortable. And that's exactly why most people avoid it, because the most dangerous place you can be in is not failure. It's not rejection. It's not chaos. It's comfort. The comfort zone doesn't feel like a trap. That's why it works. It feels familiar, predictable. It feels like control. But comfort is not neutral. Comfort is not harmless. Comfort is quietly killing your potential while convincing you that you're fine. And today, you're going to understand exactly why. Because once you see how the comfort zone actually works, you can't unsee it. And once you can't unsee it, staying there becomes impossible. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you did something that genuinely scared you? Not mildly uncomfortable, not inconvenient, but something that made your heart race because you didn't know how it would end. If you can't remember, that's not an accident. That's conditioning. From a very young age, you're trained to seek safety. Follow the rules. Stay in line. Don't risk too much. Don't fail publicly. Don't look stupid. Don't stand out. And slowly, without realizing it, you start confusing safety with progress. You start believing that as long as nothing is wrong, everything must be okay. But here's the truth. Nobody likes to say out loud. Nothing kills dreams faster than a life that's fine. The comfort zone is not where you go to rest. It's where ambition goes to die. Think about it. Inside the comfort zone, there's no urgency, no pressure, no real consequence. You wake up, you do what you already know. You get predictable results. You distract yourself. You go to sleep. And because nothing explodes, you assume nothing is wrong. But something is wrong. You're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're decaying. Nature doesn't reward stagnation. It punishes it. Muscles that aren't stressed shrink. Skills that aren't challenged fade. Confidence that isn't tested disappears. The same is true for your life. Comfort doesn't protect you from pain. It delays it. And when it finally arrives, it hits harder. That's why so many people wake up at 35, 40, 50 years old with a quiet panic they can't explain. On paper, everything looks fine, but inside, something feels empty. That emptiness comes from ignored potential, and potential doesn't disappear. It turns into regret. Here's something most people don't realize. The comfort zone is addictive, not because it feels good all the time, but because it numbs you. It replaces excitement with routine, curiosity with certainty, growth with distraction. Scrolling, binge-watching, endless planning without action, talking about change instead of becoming it. And the longer you stay comfortable, the more fragile you become, because comfort lowers your tolerance for discomfort. Suddenly, small challenges feel overwhelming. Small risks feel terrifying. Small failures feel personal. And that's when fear takes over. Fear of starting. Fear of being judged. Fear of failing. Fear of succeeding and not knowing who you'll become. So you stay where you are. Not because you love it, but because you fear the unknown more than you hate the familiar. But let me tell you something important. Every meaningful transformation in human history started with discomfort. Every breakthrough, every innovation, every personal reinvention, none of it happened inside the comfort zone. Growth lives on the edge of uncertainty. Confidence is built by surviving what you once thought you couldn't. Strength comes from resistance. And yet, most people spend their entire lives trying to avoid exactly the experiences that would make them stronger. That's the real tragedy. The comfort zone convinces you that you're being smart, that you're being patient, that you're being realistic. But in reality, you're just being scared in a socially acceptable way. You don't need more motivation. You don't need more information. You don't need another video saved for later. You need friction, because friction forces adaptation. Think about this. If life never demands more from you, you'll never become more. Pressure creates focus. Uncertainty creates awareness. Challenge creates clarity. When everything is comfortable, your mind sleeps, and a sleeping mind doesn't create. It consumes. That's why people stuck in comfort often feel tired all the time. Not physically tired, existentially tired, because deep down, you know you're capable of more. And ignoring that truth drains you. Here's something fascinating. The brain is designed to resist change. Not because change is bad, but because change is unknown. And the brain equates unknown with danger. So every time you try to step outside your comfort zone, your mind will fight back. It will give you reasons, excuses, logic that sounds convincing. Now is not the right time. You need to be more prepared. What if it doesn't work? What will people think? That voice is not wisdom. It's fear wearing a suit. And the more you obey it, the louder it gets. Until one day, it's not even a debate anymore. You automatically choose comfort. And that's when your life starts shrinking. Opportunities pass by unnoticed. Ideas die in your head. You stop aiming high to avoid disappointment. You don't fail big, you fail quietly. But here's the paradox. The discomfort you're avoiding is temporary. The regret you're choosing is permanent. Pain from growth has an expiration date. Pain from stagnation compounds. And the people you admire, the ones with confidence, clarity, freedom, and presence, they didn't get there because they were fearless. They got there because they acted while afraid. They trained themselves to be uncomfortable. They made discomfort familiar. That's the difference. They didn't eliminate fear. They expanded their tolerance for it. And that's a skill anyone can build, but only if you're willing to step into the discomfort voluntarily. Because if you don't choose discomfort, life will choose it for you. Job loss, health issues, relationship breakdowns, missed chances. Life will eventually force change. The question is whether you'll be ready when it does. Comfort gives you the illusion of control. Discomfort gives you actual strength. Let me be very clear. The comfort zone is not evil. It has a purpose. It's where you recover, where you integrate lessons, where you catch your breath. But it was never meant to be your home. Staying there too long turns safety into a cage, and the door is unlocked, but only from the inside. So ask yourself this: what are you avoiding right now that you know would change your life? The conversation you keep postponing, the project you keep planning but never starting, the version of yourself you keep promising to become someday. Someday is the favorite word of the comfort zone. Someday feels responsible. Someday feels calm. Someday never comes. Action creates clarity, not the other way around. You don't wait until you feel ready. You act, and readiness follows. That's how confidence is built. That's how identity changes. You don't think your way into a new life. You'll behave your way into one. And yes, it will feel messy, uncertain, awkward, good. That's how you know you're alive. Because comfort is silent. Growth is loud. Growth demands attention. It exposes weakness. It reveals limits. And then it breaks them. You are not stuck because you're incapable. You're stuck because you've been too comfortable for too long. And the moment you accept that, everything changes. Because now discomfort stops being an enemy. It becomes a compass. If it scares you, pay attention. If it challenges you, lean in. If it forces you to grow, it's pointing you forward. The comfort zone will never tell you the truth. It will only tell you what feels good right now, but the life you want lives beyond that feeling. So the question is simple. Will you choose the pain that leads somewhere, or the comfort that leads nowhere? Because the comfort zone is a death trap, not because it hurts, but because it slowly convinces you to stop becoming who you are meant to be. And the moment you step outside it, everything you're looking for starts moving toward you. Not comfort, but meaning, strength, momentum, and a life that actually feels alive.